Well, the YouTube True Crime Table site here and everything else. Today we're going everywhere else. And I happened to take a drive up a road today. Which housed the kind of slogan town mascot, Jonny Appleseed. I forget his real name, but his name is Johnny. And unbelievable. When you got historical markers, and to me, whether it be a British, the Native Americans, or the British, the colonists, the Shakers, I would say you would have well imaginedly would leave alone land around it. But in my research throughout New England of my videos, I've been finding a lot of things, shady things at that, of stuff, and it's gone throughout the history of time, of things and places and sacred lands that either have been moved, built on, and I'm bound to get back out to Oxford, because out there I have had found a triangle, but and I think Native Americans did use a lot of triangles to curse with. And due to the fact that I went to the Johnson massacre site, somebody living from that town assured me that that was the wrong site. That the actual site is on Route 12. And if you drive Route 12 to Auburn, Oxford, right, there's a lot of land that's built over. A lot of houses and businesses along that road. And it's just, it really aggravates me and to see stuff like this moved or tampered with. Especially when it's got to do with Native Americans. This was their land first. They owned it. Well, they didn't own it. The spirits, they claim, owned it. And they just live off of it. And wherever you want to run your mind with that, that's on you. But now, up here, and like I said, places being altered. Now, I would have liked to seen them, build the actual cabin, but they have a replica up there. And you will see it in this video. And of course, it's nothing you can walk into. Now, I would have loved to have seen a replica of the original house and be able to take a tour in it. But no, they got this little dollhouse thingy. They actually got a gravestone there, which leads to my beliefs that he is buried there. And they have a sign, of course, stating what was there. People can read. But I'm just disgusted of what has now, as you can see, and you've been looking in the background, nice big dozer just laying around. Now, what kind of landmark, or say so, sacred land needs to be, unless they're cleaning it out, right, to make that replica big house to walk into? No, of course not. You think, all right, they're making a clearing for all this. so you can see it better. Because when I went up there the last time I was up there, I mean, this place was towered with trees. I do believe, and I should, and I hope I have a video up of it, or pictures at least. I have to look at my archives, whatever you call it. But no, not that either. Let's take a damn good look of what they did to this place. There it is. Bear with me. Let me see if I can get his name. Oh, Chapman. But I wonder if he was related to Charlie Chapman. But presume. What do you think's up there? Oh, yeah, they got the stone, and as you can see to your left and to the right, you're going to see the sign that tells you what it is there. Oh, look at that brand new house to the right, brand new house to the left. Then there's another house down there on the left. Here's your replica house. Of course, there's always been on across the street houses, but this is ridiculous. You know, not only is Massachusetts getting tight on land and space, this is what it looks like now. Right? And to me, that's ridiculous. I'll just run it while I talk. But to see this to continue to keep happening. I mean, I've been going through towns a lot lately, and I've been noticing, all these townhouses, condominiums, whatever they're called, condos, which I think them are very, don't get me wrong, they're good in ways, but if you think of the bad ways they can malfunction, and I'm sure we can say that buildings together like this have been around for years, but you got to remember of the things that have happened in them buildings because of people not getting along, or people just, can't stand each other. And if we're going to claim this world as such a racist world, and things need to be done, why in God's name is everybody in contractors building these places together to house more people that's going to make this state, don't get me wrong, it's good to have, but when you got a small state and the traffic in Massachusetts is bad enough. Like I say, I remember in the 80s, or, late 80s, early 90s, when I first got my license, I could drive in between both towns within, 20 minutes tops. Sometimes 10, 15. All depends of what traffic was back then, but 20 minutes tops to go through both towns, drive around, enjoy my new license. And then when I started feeling and seeing, the capacity of this two towns, which they call the Twin Cities, it's like, wow. Now you're stuck in traffic up until an hour. A good hour. Sometimes if it's real bad, you got an hour, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. It ain't no 20, 15 minutes, an hour and 20, 15 minutes. And, you think you got shortcuts in this town? Ha! There's been times I've turned around, went somewhere else, and that shortcut I knew of was blocked up. So, and just to see this happening, it's to me, it's getting bad, especially in these towns. And to see, 1, 2, 3, I think in between them two houses on the left, then I think there's one further up in the back. Who lives like this? Don't get me wrong, man. Houses been known But to be this close and who knows what the neighbors are going to be like, let alone living in condos, townhouses, and condominiums. I mean, oh man. To me, it's the capacity is getting drowned here, flooded. And it's not good. I'm looking right now, I'm in a parking lot. I'm at Fallon, Reliant Medical Group. Son skateboarding, gotta get his arm checked out. But just to see this parking lot, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it's pretty big around here. But just let alone to see this office packed. I mean, it ain't no different than when the emergency rooms get packed. But yeah, this place is packed. And yeah, I get it. Majority of these cars are probably the workers. But, oh man. It's getting bad around here. I'm sorry. And when they let in more people that do it illegally, I mean, that's just way blown out of proportion. Because then you're making really no room. And people get frustrated. I mean, me, I can keep my cool all day because I'm in a hurry to get nowhere. But when you do, and they tell you, long before places have get packed, to take your time to make sure that you, when you're going to work or gotta be somewhere, leave, hour early. But when you ain't got that kind of time and you got the kids and you got kids say so that don't want to get ready and they got their own mental health issues, you're not packing them kids up easily. And that hour time you're supposed to take becomes 2.5 hours. And then you're really late. So it's like, yeah. But I thought I'd share this. So as I was saying, as I was rudely interrupted, I recommend anybody go check out this site. It's a neat little place to see. Like I said, I wish looking at all this tearing down the woods and everything, they would have made a replica of the house so you can take tours in it. But no, now you got like nosy neighbors hanging around. So if you happen to go visit the site, but make sure you wave to the neighbors and say hi. But in all seriousness, like I said, this kind of stuff just really, angers me to see historical places being disturbed. So, I mean, in this small area, it is small. As you can see, people can work around it, but still, I think if something like this exists, it should be left alone. And I don't know, man. It's just aggravating, like I said. And to watch all these houses go up and there's no room as it is. Jeez. I have traffic galore. I'll let you know when it starts getting to be, 2 hours to get home around here. That's what it's going to be, folks. 2 small towns, 2-hour drive. Not only that, they're doing so much road work around here, trying to get the roads nice and smooth. Yeah, you can imagine what that's going to bring on in. But anyways, hope you enjoy this. What was I going to say? I'll have my radio interview come up, which one of the DJs was asking if I should do a podcast, because kind of leaked out a little bit of my Delphi murder cases or my true crime side, because my ghost hunting is failing on this radio show. Oh, wait until you hear this interview. Of course, I get interrupted all the time, and I try to get out to say something, And when they making fun of me, I forget, and then they cut me off. It's like, yeah, I just deal with it, have fun. Until one day they really have something happen to them, supernatural. That's right, which the head of the show there, Mr. Kevin, is having something happening to him at his own house, supernatural. That's right. He'll take that to make everybody a believer, but I'm going to have him try to get that interview up next couple days. It's on iHeartRadio, podcast WZLX. The morning show, Carlson, Mackenzie, and Heather. If you want to check it out beforehand, you have to skip through it to get to it, but hey, I'll have it up sometime. But they were, I don't know, man, the way Heather's been talking about me lately. She actually mentioned if I should do a podcast. Like I said, time is a virtue to me. And right now, right? Go figure, my son hurts himself. I got time to do a video. And that's the thing. You never know what's going to happen in my household. I have time scheduled for something. Oh, I got to go to the hospital. Oh, I broke my arm. It's like, oh, boy. So that's how my life goes, folks. And what I wonder why when I'm walking the pug, all you can see is my chin bouncing around. Yeah, apologize. But things happen all through my life. And I just said this to a person the other day, and I'll end it here. I'll never be able to write a book about my life because the chapters will never end. Every freaking week, month, time, year, whatever the matter the case may be, I always have a new chapter to write into, document it. And where's the ending to that? There is none. Ha! Be safe, take care. Out.